great story. Please, a warm welcome for him for coming out this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We talked before about get results and build your team. Well, how do you build a team? On this diagram here, you see the 4 quadrants, the star, the sort of new and developing, plateaued, and then the non-performer. Where do you think we spend the majority of our time? That's not a rhetorical question, by the way. You're allowed to answer that one. Where would you spend most of your time, do you think? Sorry? Non-performers, yeah. But in fact, we should be spending 50% of our time with the stars. But what do? Oh, they're good. They don't need any work. I can now take that time and devote it somewhere else. But they have got the capacity to do even more. But we're not tapping into that. 25% of our time should be on the new and developing to get those people to become the new stars. 15% on those who've plateaued. And only 10% on the non-performer, but we tend to put probably 90% of our attention on the non-performer and sort of split 10% between everyone else. And so when we have a problem with performance, there are a number of aspects to this. The first one here, I don't know what to do. So this is a lack of familiarity with the content, a lack of familiarity with maybe the system. This is just pure education. This is how you do things. Explain it. The second one here, I don't know how to do it. This is a skill aspect. So this is training. Do you have training? Do you have training for those particular skills? Does your training system tend to be a one-size-fits-all, which doesn't actually hit the needs of individuals, which may be different? And then we look at, I don't believe I can. Now, confidence in sales is a critical thing because your emotions are on a roller coaster. You go into one meeting, it's fantastic. You go into the next meeting, it's a disaster. How do you deal with people who are going through this roller coaster of emotions and keep their confidence on a straight level? This is basically, you've got to be coaching them. And then we talk about, I don't know why I'm doing it. This comes back to they haven't bought into the vision. Why are we doing this? Why is this important? They haven't signed on. Because you haven't got the relationship, because your communication skills weren't there. You haven't built the trust to convince them to buy into the why. So in this case, this has got to be develop that relationship, develop the trust. And the last one is, well, actually, no, I don't want to do it. Now in Japan, there's a great system here of, you don't say, I don't want to do it, you just say, I don't understand. All right? That's code word in Japanese for, I disagree with you and I'm not going to do it. So what do you do about motivation? The solution to motivation is understanding what's driving the team. So if you don't know what's motivating people, how are you going to build that trust? How are you going to build that relationship? How are you going to know how to angle the communication to start building the relationship? If I ask you right now, give me the names of 3 of your people, or colleagues even for that matter, and tell me what their key motivations in life are. Can you do that? If you can't do that and you're a leader, you've got a major problem around trying to build trust and motivation. So we've got to know what is happening. Here are some common motivators for people. Now, this may not apply to your team. It may not apply to your Japanese team. It may not apply to yourself. It may not apply to colleagues. But these are fairly common. All I would say is, here are some ideas, some starters on how we might think about what motivates people and start looking for these. But better still, have those conversations, have that interaction, build that trust to actually find the reality for each person, because they're all bound to be different. When we talk about recognition systems too, all 3 of these are important. It's not to say the sales competition or the recognition of the top salesperson, or at the convention, you've flown to the convention, you wined and dined if it's a big enough organization, or you're one of the top of the tree in your company, you're on the board, you're the leaderboard there. That's very, very important. Informal too. And it's those often, the formal pieces are rather set in time, so between those you've got the opportunity for informal. And as a leader, when was the last time, and they've got the idea of pizza here, but did you take anybody out for lunch lately? Did you take the team out for lunch? Do you have team get-togethers? Did you buy the people in the office something? Japan, food always goes down well. You know, and to give people something, the small things of appreciation. So recognition daily. Now that sounds, wow, daily. The trouble is we are taught to be defect finders. We are skilled in finding problems. We are experts in finding what's not right. As a leader, we've got to try and flip that around and start being good finders and try and find things we can praise and things we can recognize. So again, that daily recognition, the idea of looking for good, if your starting point is looking for good, your whole conversation not only changes, it improves.